chicka bow bow. Bow chicka bow bow. All right. All right. Just kind of doing some sketching. Sketch. What's up, Rodwell? What's up, dog? I'm cooling down from a day's work. Trying to at least I'm a little fried today. Put this over here. I'm gonna click this up here. It's my reference. New stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Good morning, Tommy Tsarkinen. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. So I'm gonna just kind of draw a quick concept here. Maybe this is too close to the edge. We'll see. I'm just gonna try to just sketch him in. Sketching my dude here. Maybe I'll come up with a different character here. Zia, I was wondering if I could ask you something related, if it's okay with you. Anime boy. No, not anime boy. This is a look that I'm developing for this character. I'm not totally settled on it yet, but I like it. We'll see. Sure, Zion. I'm not sure what I can help you with, but you can always message me on Instagram or whatever. Or on Twitter. It's also a good spot to communicate with me. So, yep, I'm gonna keep this pretty short. Maybe about 10 minutes or so. So I'm just kind of blocking in the general form for this character. Let's see if I can pull this off. Hit you up when I get back on. Kind of taking a hiatus from IG for a little while. I don't have Twitter. Okay. Let's see. It has this Superboy look, which is I do like. The head is a bit large for the shoulders and moves a bit close to chibi territory. That's okay. That's okay because that's kind of the idea, right? If it's a young child, the head's going to be a little bit larger. So it's supposed to be a young character. He's going to be close to between 8 and 10 years old. More than a woman. More than a woman to me. Well, I don't know why I was singing that song. I must have heard a commercial with it on. I don't like this. always get this is always a difficult pose for me to draw because I'm never thinking about. It always looks like it's going to be right, but it always falls apart on me. That's better. The leg has to be spread out a little more. That's what it boils down to. So yeah, so I've just been kind of sketching out this dude. Have you ever thought about going your own comic strip? Your artwork is awesome. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on. Matter of fact. More than a woman. More than a woman to me. More than a woman. More than a woman to me. What? Where are my pieces sliced, Elliot? Durgan, what are you talking about? What piece of slice? What have I done? What have I done? Durkin, what have I done? More than a woman. More than a woman to me. You demand the pizza that I am owed. What are you talking about? I don't understand the joke. This is what I was doing here. Don't call. Random demands, very well. Let's see here. Cooling down from work, Ivan. It works for some people. One day it will work for me. No problem, Durgan. You can joke all you like. So I'm going to ask you guys a question in a moment, but we'll see where I'm at in a second. See you catch up. Extreme, keep up the art. Awesome art. Thank you, man. I sure will. I have cats that are demanding to be petted randomly. It works for them. Oh Lord. Oh, my caught you on an interesting night, haven't I, Durkin? All right, so So this is a character that I've had in my back pocket for a while. You've seen drawings, if you follow me at all, you've seen some drawings of this character in different stages, different looks. And it's based on my son. And that's why he's a small Caucasian boy. I want to watch this cartoon. Is that head supposed to be Captain Marvel? No, it's not. That's funny you say that. You probably don't remember. I'm going to show you some guys some art that I've been kind of I'm referencing here. So this is a this is a concept that I've had for a bit now. You guys probably remember me drawing this thing here. This was a concept I started out that looked like it was kind of based on the old Captain Marvel costumes, or anything that had a fin. It was mostly like a Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers concept. So that was this idea, but it was really overdone. Obviously, I had this concept of it being kind of like a high science fiction concept, and so I'm developing something with a buddy of mine, and we're kind of back and forth on this here, just on some messaging. This is basically this is where it started. Chauncey, what's going on, man? As energy, if that is the right word. Energy? On what? This? The hair? So this is the recent version of him. And it was like the last version of him. And it came from a piece of art that I have in a book that I don't have with me here, but I have one of my sketchbooks. And he's definitely inspired by Captain Marvel or Shazam, and also Astro Boy, right? The kid, the hair moving gives nice feel. Oh, this one, this kid, or this kid? Oh, this kid, probably this kid. So anyway, that's not a great drawing, but the idea I came up with, I have a digital sketch that I did in Photoshop, and I took this idea of the comet. The idea I had initially was that this was going to be part of the cape, and it was going to go into the logo, but I'm not totally sold. I mean, this is a cool idea for like a kid's. So here's my dilemma. I'm gonna see what you guys think. There's 14 of you here, so I'll ask you guys the question. And by the way, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I really appreciate that. I want to do something that approaches all ages, but I don't know that this. But I need it to be successful, and I'm concerned that if I don't do a decent job, if it's not super tight, it might look, it's going to look too juvenile, and I'm not sure that's going to be the right thing for a campaign. The tentative name so far is Comet Boy Otomo. I thought this might be one of the guards he has to face off against. I don't know. So then I came up with this idea, the sketch that I talked about briefly, the digital sketch, and it looks similar to this guy. So the question is, if you had to pick one or the other, which would you rather see in a campaign? Something that looks like it's geared towards little kids, Or do you think this could be something more mature if I handled it right? Or does this look more interesting to you? Something more directly inspired by manga art? Because I can kind of go both directions with that. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. That's kind of my dilemma. I wish I could show you the picture that I took a picture of it. Unfortunately, it's on my phone, and I'm using my phone to record this video. So that's any feedback would be appreciated there. If you guys have anything to say, if not, no worries. Just a thought. Maybe you don't like it. If you like it, I'll tell you what. If you like the idea overall, give me a 1 or whatever. I think we could do that. I'd say the one on the left for the comic, but use the one on the right for stickers and other things. Yeah, I could see like a mini manga version. That's basically what it is, mini manga. What are his powers? He is kind of an elemental. He's got comic powers, right? So he's kind of a Superman analog, more like Captain Marvel, Shazam. So Chris Davis gave me a 1. I appreciate that. I like the hairstyle you're drawing now better. The cute style is a bit too cute. Interesting. I like the less animated, but the logo placement on the original is cool. I like it too, but I like this idea of it being kind of. I have to show you the original, but it's like it's coming across his neck now, and this is like the button that holds the cape, the rest of the cape together. So it's kind of an interesting idea. My thoughts were. You can do a backup story using the one on the right too. Yeah, I could. Well, I do feel the head seems a bit big. I prefer a lot of the new manga style. The head seems a bit big. I prefer a lot I really like the idea of the super sun, so I do feel it has potential. Okay, all right. Well, yeah, so it's kind of that, I guess. I didn't think about super suns, but yeah. Yeah. So it's a kid. A lot of kids are drawn with big heads. I don't know why you're opposed to the larger head. Kids have that. And it's all right. It's a cartoon, man. It's a cartoon. But anyway, the idea is that I would pull it off like that, and he's got flight, strength, but he's not indestructible. Well, he is indestructible, but he's not so strong that he can push a planet out of orbit type of thing. He's more of a. Did it again? I apologize. I believe both styles. Let's see. I believe both styles would be successful campaigns. What really matters is which one you feel is appropriate for you to tell the story. To tell the story and to grind it out with. Oh, that's a good question. That's a good point. Matthew Gervais says, I think the more preteen one would be better for a campaign. I think Last Airbender and the ones in the color would be a cool children's book or something along those lines. Tyler Nichols says, hey man, no special guests tonight? No, just me, man. I am the special guest. What are you talking about? So yeah, I kind of like that thinking too. My question is, who are you marketing to? I would not use a kid style for a Comicsgate directed comic at all. Very interesting. And that's the campaign. I mean, unfortunately, we're kind of tied to Comicsgate that way, right? So the Comicsgate crowd is the crowd that supported me. I'm not sure how wide out my network is yet. You know, would a larger crowd. I don't know that many people follow me outside of Comicsgate, but I don't know. It's just some thoughts that I had about it. I really do like drawing this though. I prefer that. I love drawing this too. This is my mini manga style. I really like that too. But I feel like this was intended to be more of like a kid's, like I had in mind to do a comic strip with this where he was like a little boy and he would do fun little things and like play baseball with the kids in the neighborhood and that sort of stuff. Now, when I pitched this idea to my buddy, that was kind of the concept there for him. That was what I said, and I thought about the same idea for this guy. It could be the same kind of concept. The kid's very noble, very pure, not very bogged down with issues at all. I thought this would be kind of cool. A ship that kind of resembled, what's his name? Astro Boy's head. And this is probably a robot. So it would have some cool elements to it. But I really like I've been really kind of enjoying manga and over the last couple of years in my professional life, and how manga is approached um, with with uh, with some of these ideas and the way that they handle, and especially like the old classic manga and anime, you know, like Giant Robo and things like that. I'm a kid of the '70s, so and '80s, so I remember those kinds of ideas fondly, and then it kind of rolls into Voltron and stuff. But before it gets into that, you know, it was kind of this stuff, you know, Astro Boy and Speed Racer. It wasn't until I got into high school that I started to enjoy. I learned about things like, you know, Ninja Scroll and stuff like that. Could you have a new newspaper style strip inside your main book, maybe back page? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. In fact, regardless of what I do or where it ends up, I'm going to always have in mind a strip concept, because I plan on publishing on webtoons as well. So here, Sarkin, if that makes you feel better. Maybe it doesn't. Oh well. Rodwell says, I think you can do both. The main book with the more mature kid and style, and perhaps a side story like John Mayland did with Graveyard Shift in the chibi style. That's a cool idea. I like that too. You know? Because the idea I had was very simple, but it was based on what you might have consumed on something like Astro Boy, or any of those shows that in that way. So, but that's because it's Superman clone thing. What? It also depends on what you feel. Wait a second. It also depends on what you feel like you get facial expressions, but I prefer the more realistic looking preteen kid. It also links well with more serious stories. Yeah, but the stories are going to be young though. That's the thing. It will still be a, wait a minute. Also, we might have a problem in the future because this character is similar in look, power, and my thing. So there's that problem for one of us. Oh well, you know, maybe I guess. But seriously though, can any of these things really be? Everything we're doing is derivative, so don't worry about it. We'll be all right. So yeah, so my color scheme is different too, man. I'm kind of moving more towards Captain Marvel, Shazam. Broke my pencil. Surface level details. People will call on it as all. People will, what? Durican? I don't understand what you just wrote. I don't understand it. More than a woman. Clarify. I also think he could be drawn as preteen on camera, and when he talks things, tells about his adventures, he could use them more chibi style. Yeah, kind of like they used to do on the old, what's up, Mr. Kodiak? On the other thing. No, what was it? The old Teen Titans show. Teen Titans Go. Andrew Huerta is one of the true artists in CG that shows a creator can have a successful campaign with most of the box style in existence. With the most out-the-box style in existence. Okay, well, but that's Andrew though. This is me. I don't draw like Andrew. Are you trying to roast me here? Is that what's going on here? They broke me down and I got a Twitter. Let me see here. Maybe red and white instead of red yellow, just to separate it from Shazam, but looks great anyway. You know, I have found, in the sense that the stories and characters are completely different. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I have found that I don't care. I don't care about that. Not at all. My concept, when you see my drawing, that's just because even his cape is different. It's got a thing there going on. I don't care about that. He's got a yellow cape. You know, another favorite character of mine is Robin. Your rant was epic today. So okay. Shazam uses red and white too. Shazam uses red and white. Flash uses red and gold, and Robin uses red and gold. But he also incorporates green. But I don't want to incorporate green. I don't care about that stuff anymore. Who cares? This is not a, it's not a big deal to me. These earlier concepts definitely were more Shazam oriented, but the new one I have here, I think looks more like its own thing. He's even got a t-shirt, guys. Who has a t-shirt? But anyway, how about Flash or Iron Man? Yeah, I would really like the red and yellow, works great, totally reasonable with, resonates with me the right way only. Let's see, either right way only. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I used to be more concerned about that, but then I think, you know what? They're always going to be something someone's going to make is going to always look like something else. If I make a giant brute guy, they're going to say it looks like the Hulk. So just don't make him green. Okay, I'm not going to make him green. But you know what? So much parody is done and other things and homages and blah blah blah. So you know what? I'm cool. We'll be all right. I'm not roasting you. I mean, as far as whether style appeals to a consumer in CG, Andrew shows even the most non-traditional. Oh, I see what you're saying. No, but that's different, man. His style is still, red is a great color. Thank you, Tommy. Chauncey, I think that his style is still very mature. It's for a mature audience. It's not. It doesn't look like it was designed for. It doesn't look like this. You know what I'm saying? That this is more of like a kid style. It definitely was intended to be like like a family circle comic strip concept. That's what this was intended to be in its initial inception. And so Comic Boy Otomo, as a concept, evolves and it became. And I love comic strips, so you know I have no problem with that necessarily. But it was even intended to be something younger. This is, I can tell similar stories, but have that fun, you know, Astro Boy flavor and take it to that level too. And I think this look feels more mature, even though it still can be done with youthful heart. I agree with you, Elliot. Sometimes the people don't know what they want until you show it to them. Build it and they will come, my brother. Red, blue, and yellow we associate with Superman, but then you take a look through comics and then there's tons of characters with that color palette. Absolutely, Derek. And same thing. As a matter of fact, I considered making him red, blue, and yellow, or red, blue, and white, and then because or even blue and white. But blue and white by itself is kind of lame. But I was thinking about red, blue, and yellow, and I started. And initially, I was like, oh, maybe I make his costume blue, and then before I know it, I had Superman, and then I said, oh, he looks like Superman. Then I said, oh, he also kind of looks like Captain Marvel from the new movie. That costume. And I'm like, oh, that's red, blue, and yellow too. It's all the same, man. It's you know, it's all good. It's all good. You know, you can't let yourself be stifled because somebody picked black for a costume color. You know, then all of a sudden Batman, he owns black. No, he doesn't. If you want to tell the slice of life stories, the manga style is better. With the chibi style, you associate it on quick jokes, and if you don't have punchline, it might feel off. Right? Well, I like the idea of the backstory concept. And you know, to be honest, I don't find manga that funny anyway. So the jokes don't mean anything to me. If I told something more fun, it's fine. Gosh, you guys assume I can't tell a joke. What's wrong with you guys? But regardless, I still feel that way. I still feel like, you know, that's neither here nor there. Dun, 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 dun. More than a woman. Red is the color of bravery, I believe. That's why Robin is red. Well, I just love red. That's another thing. You know, I'm not gonna hold back just because of that other stuff. Red has always been one of my favorite colors on characters. I think that's the reason why I love the ones I just called out are all my favorites. Shazam, Robin. It's also not a wonder, no pun intended, that Robin and Shazam are both kid superheroes, you know, in an adult world. And that's kind of what I wanted to do with this. What's the kid's name? Right now, it's Comic Boy Otomo. I like the more anime-esque style for the teen YA audience character. Right on, right on. Let's see. Could you tell us more about the backstory of the character or the main plot? You know, I won't. I won't right now because I want to make sure that this is the right thing I'm doing here. Well, I guess I could say some stuff. What I have so far is he, for a variety of reasons, I don't want to get into yet because I want to keep some of this. I want you guys to enjoy this as it unfolds too. But basically, he comes to our world on the run, and I believe he's lost his family or he's lost himself, and he ends up he ends up being somewhat manipulated for Earth government reasons about the world this character is in. So the world is like Astro Boy. The world is like an Astro Boy world. Robin takes the heavy fire next to while Bat slacking in the shadows. Yeah, that's true. I would back the manga style for having the book for myself. I could perhaps buy the chibi style as a gift, but not would think it was for me. The name is cool as hell. Thank you, Tommy. The name does sound dope. Cool, cool. Arm seems short. Okay. My character's costume starts off black and green, but realizing that appearances matter and wanting to be a symbol, he recolors it to red, blue, black, and yellow. There you go. There you go. How about a bookmark for your next book? The trip could be on that. I don't like the idea of bookmarks. Nobody uses bookmarks anymore. Do you guys use bookmarks? Let's take a poll. If you use bookmarks, give me a 1. We already used the 1 system for the idea, but not to mention there can, if your costume design is the same as mine, that's a different challenge. But as long as your costume design's unique and mine's unique from yours, then it doesn't matter. If he's got a cape, no big deal, man. Our worlds won't collide. It's okay. And even with that pitch, you sold the book for me. Right on. Do you guys use bookmarks anymore? I don't with 3.7. Okay, I use them from time to time in novels, but I don't read a lot of novels in paper anymore. I read them on digital now. So I don't always have the use for it. And let's face it, guys. You know, this next generation is coming up, and they don't even care. So you see what the cape looks like? It's the cape is in a way imitating the logo. It's a comet. So when he stands normal, he'll have his back. It'll be something like this. And this I kind of like on Robin. For a while he had something similar to this. Well, his is more normal, but that'd be his cape. missed where my leg was. The shorts and t-shirt, right on. Does he have a normal life personality? A bookmark in a CG book would just go in the back and board for me. I wouldn't use it. Okay. I don't use bookmarks in my web browser. I use them in my browser. So evening all, how you doing? So as far as the question, I'm trying to answer. I'm trying to think of everyone's question. Just scratch the surface on some of these new ideas. They're pretty new. Let me see. Bookmarks are useless as blockheads. That's cool. Okay, so a normal life. No, he doesn't. He is like he's the protector of this town or this city. It's a coastal town. There's going to be giant robots. Like I was a big fan of giant robot cartoons like Mazinger Z, that kind of stuff. And yeah, this is kind of. And I'm also a fan of what do you call it? His government, does he have a Clark Kent? No, he doesn't. So what happens is his domicile is basically, I'm just doing a quick sketch of it. I haven't done it yet, but it's an observatory. But he pushed it sits on the top of a hill or mountain, and the observatory is facing down on the city. It's a very like fairy tale concept in my head, but anyway. So he monitors the city from there. I do hope that he has a father figure with him. He does, because there's a scientist who adopts him in the story, but sort of. It's gonna turn into that eventually. And so kind of reminds you of Astro Boy. Well, good, because that was the intention. Hey, Sketch, how you doing? Does he live in Japan? No, he lives in some fictitious town, a coastal town, and the observatory is focused on the town. And so he watches. He also has a pet lion. That'll be a whole other thing. I drew the back of the line. Anyway. Sounds cool. Cool. Right on. Yeah, he's got a pet lion he hangs out with. The professor. I've designed something. I think what I designed was an old man version of Astro Boy. So if his father will be, the scientist will be Astro Boy, but as an old man. That's what I designed. I haven't pulled up that drawing in a bit, but you gotta give him a little goatee, a little white hair thing. The pet lion is like Steven Universe. I guess so. Sure. Dr. Light. Who's Dr. Light? So he's a very serious man, but he dotes on him a bit. So he's. Hey guys, just a reminder, let's hit that like button right on. Thank you very much for that. Yours looks better though. Dr. Light is Mega Man's father figure. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Mega Man's another great, source for some of this type of stuff. He doesn't look like Dr. Light. He looks good. Okay. So that's kind of what I have so far. He's going to talk through his mustache. It kind of looks like my dad, actually, with that mustache. My dad doesn't have that hair, but you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, so that's kind of my story so far. There's going to be an evil scientist who's going to have a robot kind of like Sky Captain in The World Tomorrow. I'm a fan of that movie. I love the concepts in that. And it has that Art Deco. So there's going to be a lot of Art Deco in this story. Kind of like that Batman animated series look. Let's see. Sketch my mom passed by the house and brought me some coquito de pistachio. Oh my God, this buenísimo, but it was so thick I had to double it up with no. Oh snap! Is there a girl? There is a girl. So there's some people he deals with. Like I said, he's going to interact with the kids in the town. You know, so he's actively participating. You know, I love the Astro Boy movie that they did. It wasn't a great movie, but they did a great job, I thought, in presenting the idea of flight and wonder. I just love that, man. And I want to kind of create something like that gives a sense of wonder and awe. You know, he's gonna love this world, but he's not of this world, and so he's definitely a Christ type. So he's gonna be, you know, involved that way. Oh, maybe I like this idea actually. Maybe I'll just bring the lines back. Yeah, that's cool. And you know, I love innocence. I love the idea of innocence and the purity and sacrifice. He's going to have to sacrifice at some point, sacrifice himself perhaps to save his friends. He's going to have friends, you know, and they're going to be his little crew. They're going to hang out in the neighborhood. So he's going to do things like other kids do. Have you shifted to this form? This from the fantasy project, and does one follow the other? That's a great question, Razdoc. I'm sure I haven't seen that one. That I got to get it and share it with the kids. So is this going to be one of the first CG related projects? Yeah, this will be my CG related project. So the reason why I'm switching gears is because I guess I can kind of answer you guys this way. You know, a lot of what I'm trying to do, I have a couple of reasons why I'm doing some of this stuff. And one of them is that obviously I want to create something, but I also need to make a living. And I want to create something that I know I can produce. And Soul Diver, while it is a fun idea, and I'm excited about that as well, it's also a bigger idea that I thought I wasn't managing it well from concept. And I'm like, man, I liked it a lot, but I don't think I have as many ideas realized. I have some good ideas for it, but to be honest, I started hearing some people talk about other concepts that they want to do, and I felt like maybe my idea was too similar to their ideas. And I don't want to start doing that stuff where within the group I'm you know, between me and the guys that I'm running with here, I don't want to step on their toes, and I'm sure they wouldn't want to step on mine. I want us all to be as successful as we possibly can be. So, so yeah, I felt like maybe Soul Diver needs to be cooked a little more and get some more into it than just me kind of like going. It's not a kind of concept. I realized that after I started to develop and come up with better story. I have a lot of story ideas, but the more ideas I put into it, the more complicated the story gets. And I started to realize that maybe I'm putting too much energy into that and not coming up with an idea that can produce quickly. So this looks like it'll be pretty popular when you launch. Man, thanks. I appreciate that. So yeah, I thought it would be cool if I can come up with an idea that maybe had the elements of all the stuff, all the same concepts, but they're going to be in this, you know, all ages idea. I also like the idea of producing all ages, and Soul Diver was going to be kind of at least PG-13 to R. Those concept picks for that were really awesome though. I appreciate that too, Jeff. It's gonna still exist. It's just I'm gonna take a little more time to develop that. And so what I'll do, this idea though is much more firm in my mind. And I mean, I have all these, even what I just described, when I was designing the characters for Soul Diver, Art Deco style cityscape, Astro Boy influence, young Superboy or similar powers, character that loves humanity, father figure, cute friendships, sold 110%. Right on, man. Thanks. Hey, it's James Dean. Good job on D&Q, man. Oh, James Dean. Where's he at? James, you on here? I didn't see you. Oh, thanks, James. I appreciate that, man. Thanks. So yeah, I already have more of the elements kind of pulled together in my head. I've been working together with a friend of mine. I will announce him if he's still interested in participating. Because I think he liked this other idea better, but I really want to move forward with this, and I think this is more marketable to the crowd. Uh, let's see here. Have you designed any of the robots yet? The only robot design I have, and again, it's very simple. Some of my inspiration is coming from like this guy right here. This might be one of the evil bots, a war bot. Um, but a lot of my ideas are coming from the Max Fleischer uh, Superman show. Uh, Come out to play. What's up? Let's see. And on Sky Captain World of Tomorrow. So that all that kind of there's going to be laser guns. I want to have how do I draw those now? Like little circle things in the thing, and very Flash Gordon. That kind of stuff. Maybe this has rings around it. That sort of stuff. Oh, battery power is low. I gotta get my charger up and at him. What's up, Never Cold? How you doing? So that's it, kind of in a nutshell. I mean, hold on. I'm sorry, making noise here. Where is it? There we go. I think he dropped the ball earlier. If it's who I think, he was exciting. He dropped the ball. Who's the guy in the mask? Well, that's a good question. Who's the guy in the mask? Haven't heard Warrior's quote for a minute, Chris. New character design, crit. Would love it if you link this a bit with EVS to get his big pie shoulders to give you a push. Well, that's kind of what I'm hoping for, but I really need that. But I gotta also be prepared for, that not happening. I like the gun, like where this is going. Right on, Razdot. See, those old Superman cartoons were amazing. Yep, they were. Jeff Pearson, I love the Warriors. Yep, me too. Hey, Duracan Korea says, I can see that, says Jeff Pearson. What's up? Yeah, so so if I was gonna write these things down, okay, I'm gonna write that down for you guys here. Flash Gordon meets what do you call it? Oops. I write a different pen. Flash Gordon meets Astro Boy meets Shazam / Superman. Is this guy going to be your project? Yeah, I think this is going to be the one I'm going to work on first because I think it's a little more manageable. He looks like Superman's kid. He may, but that's because they all look alike, man. Listen, there's nothing new under the sun, guys. If he looks like that, too bad. It's a white kid with dark hair. Turns out this is what my son looks like, so they can eat it. Let's see. Anyway, so who's this guy in the mask? So I had this drawing that I did a while back on one of our live feeds here. And this guy was always meant to be kind of like a Buck Rogers idea, but modernized. And I was getting kind of carried away with the digital tree stuff on his costume. But it was, if you broke it down, it was initially just a fin on the head and basically Captain Marvel or anything from Buck Rogers. Rocketeer, yeah, that's a good one too. So I'm thinking he might be a remnant of his kingdom back on his homeworld, but the homeworld's been destroyed, so he might be someone that shows up in the story, either to look for him or to gather him. Maybe there's an outpost or a I'm sure if this was if he was the son of a king who's been murdered, I'm sure the kingdom had some sort of territories, or what do you call them? Help me out here, guys. What do you call that? Not outposts, colonies. Every idea you have ever told us, I can't help but want to just binge watch them on streaming service like Netflix. Have you ever thought about finding a good animator? That's a lot more challenging. Yeah, I hope that this would turn into something like that. I think it could be good, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I don't want to. I don't want to go down a path that I can't. I can't go down. I can't travel down that path right now. But yeah, so that's kind of that guy. The girl, if there is a girl, I might create a sexy girl, adult, kind of like in Neon Genesis Evangelion. The girl that used to take care of the main character. I might create something like that for him in his story. But I like those kinds of characters as well. Give him the big anime eyes. That sort of thing. Well, I'm glad you guys dig it, man. I was really hoping to kind of at least touch on it a little bit and kind of get your thoughts. It's when I'm done doing work, I just I try to make a little time to work on my own stuff, and so that's why I'm cooling down from my day's worth of work. But I'm also trying to, I'm also working on my thing, so it's never really turns into a cool down actually. And hopefully my style, I'm using a one of the artists that I admire is Naoki Urasawa, who worked on another interpretation of Astro Boy called Pluto. Let's see, I like to see an opening scene of Flash Gordon's ship with a string, like the old serials had, and then pulled back and into mobile over the doctor's desk. Well, that's a good idea. These are the storyboards by the comic storyboards. You'll help Elliot reach animation goals. That's true. That's true. I mean, it could certainly turn into that. Just stumbled upon this live stream. Is this the Jerkmonger? Is this Jerkmonger drawing? Yes, Javier Salas. It is me. How are you? The Jerkmonger live from my studio. Well, I'm actually in my dining room. My wife hates it. She's like, "Why are you back in the dining room again?" Like, hun, it's quiet. My office looks terrible. My studio looks like a bomb blew up. So Naoki Urasawa is really my guy. He created other books like Monster and 20th Century Boys. But, maybe there's bounty hunters in this world. I don't know. But there's definitely robots. That's kind of fun. But the cool robots, not the stupid Iron Man dumb robots. Wow, it looks awesome. Thanks, Leon. Animation is incredibly expensive unless you cut a lot of corners. That's very true. Cool. Big fan of your art. Thank you, Javier. I appreciate that. Tyler Nichols says, if you like Urasawa, you have to really read Billy Batman. Billy Batman? Who's Billy Batman? I like robots. Yeah, I like robots, but I like the smooth robots, like, especially in manga or in anime. When in the old classic stuff, they always had they had horns and they had eyes too. So something like that, I might just borrow the concepts a bit. They sometimes had teeth. Something like that, and they were kind of sometimes smooth, or they maybe they didn't have a mouth or anything like that. Is I don't know what that is. Billy Batman. I don't know what that is. Make your anime teacher sexy. That's true. Oh, Billy Bat. What's Billy Bat? Who, who's that? Durkin, sure, but says Matthew, but there were always ways to cut costs without cutting corners. Yeah, possibly, but I wouldn't want to do it any other way. But traditional animation, either way, Matthew. It's his other manga about manga, sort of like Inception mixed with Mickey Mouse. Huh? Gotta check that. Now, Naoki Urasawa, are you sure about that? I don't recall any of that from him. No bounty hunters, Elliot. How about some sort of elite assassin sent to kill him instead? That might be. Thematically, I wanted to have, or I should say, feel. I wanted to feel like Incredibles. So maybe there's room for something like that, because he is a superhero, after all. So it's okay if he has that. No problem. I enjoy being here watching. Makes me want to get back into art. Right on, man. I'm a Toonami baby. Grew up with Gundam Wing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like robots too. I'm uploading a little concept art on that project I told you about. Okay, cool. If I ever win a lottery, I would like to make you draw a comic for me. You are really versatile. Well, thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. Hopefully, you'll make a lot of money in that lottery, and I will get paid very well. Costs, says Durkin or Matthew. It never got an English release, so you can only find it through translated scans of it online. Okay, cool. So maybe you can send me a message with that. I appreciate that. I like The Incredibles, part one, that is. Yeah, whatever, Grid. This is all the same flavor. Matthew Gervais, you can do older anime style cost cutting animation, but the more you go down that road, the more of an expert you need to be. Ooh, that's very true, Durkin. Rogues Gallery style villains are great. Well, like I have ideas for the first three volumes, so I'm not sure that might happen in later volumes. Um, there is a concept that maybe he will end up going back to his world, but it's like because I don't think he knows that the world's been destroyed. I know he knows about his father. At least I think he does. And then I think he he has ends up experiencing having to go back to follow a particular villain who I think is going to have access to his world somehow. He's going to track him back to his home coordinates. Uh, Tyler, have you seen Inuyashiki? The Gans guy makes it and throws shade at his own stuff. Interesting. If I won the mega, I'm bringing Elliot under my brand as a co-owner. Oh snap! There you go. Then I'll have him slave cleaning bathrooms. Oh, that's good too. $1 million janitor, rated R. Yeah, I like that. So Uncanny says, "Hey L, is there a reason all your links are not gone from all your vids, or is it some YouTube thing?" It's because I'm using my phone for these. So it's the same thing that happens in my morning. I have to put them in there. I have to go back and add them. I just haven't had a chance to do that. That's actually kind of a lame reason because it should always be there. But anyway, so this could be one guy. This is she's bald so far. Give her eyelids and this is not very good, but well, she's not school. She could be a school teacher. Anyway, so Kodiak, what did you hear? Hello everyone, I'm late. What are you talking about? Well, Chris, I'm going over my concepts for another story that I want to produce. Do you ever do any West Coast Comic Cons? I haven't, Javier, because it just costs too much money, man. And if people wanted to get me flown out there and stuff like that, that'd be great. But that can be very, very expensive. Do you have any animation background? I have. Oh, Dirk, can you asking him? Elliot, were you sick? Sound like it. I'm a little funky. Have you shown your periodicals? What? Periodicals? You mean like my comics that I've worked on? I have shown them before. Arturo the Robot Bull. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Uh, Matthew, hey, hey, hey! This is a family show. So anyway, let's see. I'm not going to school for it right now. I'm going to school for it right now. That might be the teacher. Hot for teacher. Got it made, got it made, got it made. A hot for teacher. Okay, so anyway, this guy I like, he's cool. He's very intense. Very, very intense. Let me just say it was the same path as a game design course. I'm not suited to animation mentally, at least not drawing animation. Let's see. I don't feel tired. I don't feel tardy. What? You know, well, there you go. If I caught what I think you were throwing, then that was funny. Are you writing it too, or do you have a collaborator for this project? Right now, as far as I know, I have a collaborator. Okay, are you? It's Hot for Teacher. It's from Hot for Teacher. Yeah. Yeah, that was David Lee Roth. I don't feel tired. So anyway, she might be cool. I don't know yet if that's what I want her to be, but. So this is other angles of the same character. Antonio was grinning from ear to ear today. Maybe you guys may collab. Oh, that's interesting. Nope, never had much interest in animation. I'm going big on caring about the names behind things, whether I like it or not. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys' input, and I also appreciate that the thoughts. Thanks for your interest in Soul Diver. I'm still, like I said, it's not done. I'm just not developing it actively right now, so I can make room for this project. I think this project will be a lot better. The next question is going to be when I launch the campaign, so that's going to be another conversation altogether. But so yeah. I have to learn how to draw an animal in this style. I'm drawing lions, so you know what I'm doing. Let's see, more questions, comments. All right, cool. Whoa, I was just going to sign off. You could make that hot female teacher character like a Supergirl style character who went with him to teach him, but instead of getting lost, she made it to Earth. Interesting. That's interesting. It's exciting to watch a project come together. Right on, man. That's cool. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. Here's my observatory. Dun, dun, dun. More than a woman to me. And this is him right here floating. You see that? He's over here floating with his arms crossed. He's floating in the air, his feet dangling. He just observes the city, saving people. But most of his fight is not going to be. I mean, he's going to have some heroics throughout the story, but I think he's going to spend most of his time exploring his heritage, and that's going to be to learn more about him and protecting the city versus doing other things. James Dean, thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I really do. I want to see the kid play wrestle with his lion. Yeah, Tommy, that's gonna happen. So the lion in my concept comes from he's traveling around the earth at one point, and he ends up in the Serengeti, and he finds this character, this lion, and because he's so powerful, he he can't handle a regular pet, so not that he can't handle it, but the lion ends up you need to draw a ton of sexy damsels he saves for the audience. Possibly this is an all ages thing. It's not going to be, it's going to be more of a fun overall story, but that's what Soul Diver's for. The program I'm in is okay, so you guys have a separate conversation. So yeah, he's going to be this is more action oriented than it is that sort of thing. But basically, so the lion, he just finds the lion and they become friends. The lion, I think, is going to try to attack him, and he's going to start laughing, and then he's going to take the lion with him, and then it's going to become his pet. So the scientist is always going to be around the lion, but he's going to be nervous. But the lion's going to be super happy because he's chilling out with dude. I wonder if he might even be telepathic. I'm not sure. Maybe he communicates with the lion on some level. So anyway, all right, kids. Well, I appreciate all the attention you guys have given me and my concept. I'm very grateful to all of you for hanging out with me for a while. Fun adventure for the kids, sexy dancer for the dad, mom. Everybody's happy. It's sort of. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I haven't drawn much since then. Oh gosh, I'm trying to read your guys' conversation. You guys are going on. Cool, man. I appreciate that. I'm excited, and I'm glad. Thank you for the affirmation. I'm looking forward to doing so. This is the so this is my logo concept so far. Comic Boy Otomo. You know, a little bit of Akira flavor in this. Love Akira as well. I think I've watched Akira like 5 times this year. I love that movie. I watch it at least 2 or 3 times every year. Oh, almost lost my pencil. So, and this might be this craft that he lands in on. But all right. Well, guys, let me see. Great stream. Thank you, Matthew. Obsession for Elliot. Nice. Comet, not comic boy, Comet Boy, Atomo. I should so spam the chat with a long diatribe super fast and watch streamers try to keep up. This time, don't forget to insert your links. I can't insert the links from my phone. I don't have those already. All right. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are great. Wait, the Finhead character looks like a cool guardian for the kid. Maybe he's a prince. He is a prince, as a matter of fact. He is a prince. Very good. All right, y'all. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, yeah, there they are. Oh, snap, PayPal. There you go. Thank you, Uncanny Kodiak. If you want to drop me a tip, there you go to paypal.me/jerkmonger. You can go to my Patreon. I'm revamping my Patreon. I'm going to be doing some different things there soon. Instagram, you can check me out there under Elliot Fernandez _art. And if you go to Big Bridge Designs, you're going to see stuff of this. So maybe even some of this stuff eventually is going to be there as far as product and merchandise. Sold 120%. We'll throw money for this. Hoping for Halloween special too. Ooh, snap. That's cool. Later, E looks great. Have a good night. All right, kids. You guys be good. I love all you guys. I appreciate all you guys most of all. And God bless you. Have a great night and great day. Those of you who are waking up, be safe. Those of you who are going to bed, get some rest. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.